see, it's about time for them to know what is happening. Yeah, they push us to the back burner most of the time, and they think that we are irrelevant in quote. But you see, you cannot do away with our industry. Whatever you do, you need us. Music, theater, actors, actresses, presenters, whatever. But you see, they don't value our craft. So I don't need to tell you that value me or do this for me, do that for me. What if you don't do? If you think I'm not relevant, wait. When the time gets there and I'm supposed to show you my crutchy powers, then I also do that. So I don't need to tell you. Listen, all facets of life needs to be looked at. It is important. So I won't stand with you, President, for 1 minute and say, do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. I might even miss the point. So if it is a one-on-one, an hour, then I can tabulate my points, make sure that all aspects of everything that we need to be done is stipulated in there.
But I think there should be a dialogue.
There should be.
You're going to call for that?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
I think so, because you see, look, we are the worst affected. If you look at this COVID thing, we are the worst affected because we don't do anything. Social gathering is off, and you can't even do outdooring, funeral or whatever, and all those things are events. And we are sitting home, not doing anything. Tell me, artists that perform, people don't buy CDs. Artists that perform for a living, let me use that. Like, let's say they perform before they get something to. What are they doing now? How are they going to survive?
They're all home.
Correct.
Watching Instagram, YouTube.
Correct. Doing TikTok and all that.
Yeah.
Actors and actresses that
turn out to comedians.
Correct. You see, so we are the worst affected. They are saying there is some what's the name?
Stimulus package.
Stimulus package for us and all those things, and those things are loans. How do you know that after this post-COVID, you will be able to
work to recoup
the money and pay?
Yeah. So you need some more like a grant instead of a loan.
A grant instead of a loan.
This is what I ask you. Yeah. So if I ask you that, what we go tell the president? Tell them, say the money you give, the 600 million, make you give the arts people as a grant. That's just what I was expecting to hear from you.
Dash yourself.
So, Ernest, let me begin with you. You heard Nana Liz. Hey. You heard Nabil.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, Andy.
Nana Liz.
You see, he has a point. Because since COVID came, Ghana is not the only place that has been affected when it comes to, economic meltdown and all these things. But you realize that all aspects of the economy have been affected. People have been laid off from work. I know some young guys who were working as hotel attendants and all these things, and they've been sacked. Some malls, some supermarkets, because they want to decongest the place, have asked some workers to go home. Unlike our work that you can be told to work from home. There are some works when they tell you to go home automatically, you know that you've lost your job because you cannot work from home. You need to be in the office or at the workplace. So the arts is not the only place that has been affected. If you are to look at it, so many places have been affected. But in the request for the grant, you see, if you need something from somebody, there is a way to go around it. You shouldn't sound as if it is a must or obligatory for the person to do that. When it happens that way, it's a bit worrisome. I can understand his concern, but in as much as what he's saying is true, because the arts, the players in the industry, they need something to survive until COVID goes. Then we can reorganize ourselves, re-engineer ourselves, and get back to business. But until then, something should happen. Somebody should at least assist some of these. I was saying this yesterday, that you and I know that at the end of the month, at least you can expect something. Definitely, that is a must. It will come. But unlike some of us who have regular income flow, some of these young guys who rely on playing shows, performing at events and all these places, now that ban on social gathering is still in place, something needs to be done, because man must eat. Or else, before COVID goes, some people will even die before COVID goes, not out of the disease but out of poverty. So something needs to be done. But in as much as something needs to be done, he says something that it looks as if they don't think about us, they don't care about us, all these sentiments. We shouldn't go fighting if we want something. We should go on a, I wouldn't say on a low note, but at least in a way that would not compromise our demand, because it looks as if he was a bit too harsh, in his request for the grant, which the grant I side with him. But you realize that as a people, I always say this, as a people, we see the creative arts as not a business. We see it for fun. As a people, that is what we've always perceived it. That is why somebody can call Andy Dossi to come and play for maybe a party or something for him. When you charge the person, okay, Charlie, can you give me some cool 10,000?
Keke.
You see?
And your boy.
So like a taxi driver who this lady stopped him and said, okay, I'm going here. The driver charged her, and the lady was like, you see? So as a people, we've never considered creative arts as a business. That is where the problem lies. And now, if government decides to give people money right now, I was saying this the last time and I'll say it again. If government decides to, let's say, give a stimulus package to the creative arts industry, let's say 200 million Ghana cedis, come for it. Creative arts players, go and at least sort yourself out with it. You see Ghanaians, we the same people will come complaining that yes, we have hospitals to take care of, we have schools to take care of, we have this to take care of. Instead of doing that, government have decided to give the money to these people, forgetting that we also have a role to play. We also play a role in their daily lives. Can you imagine a day without music, a day without movie, drama, and all these kind of things? The world would have been a boring place. So the stimulus package, yes, we need it. And in terms of paying it back, how are you going to pay it back? Because at the end of the day, if you decide to go on location, which I wouldn't advise, some people I know are on location, and that is illegal. Because as it stands now, the ban on social gathering is still in force. And you cannot say you are going to act at a movie with social distancing, one here, one here. I don't know the kind of movie you would like to shoot, though. But if you decide to go on location right now, come out with a movie, where are you taking it to? Now, most of these companies are cutting their cost because they want to maximize profit. They are laying some workers off because they want to cut down their expenditure. So if you decide to go and shoot a movie, you send it to a TV station, you want people to come and sponsor. Who are they? How are they going to get the money?
Where's the money coming from?
How are you going to pay back? That is the problem. If you decide to go for that package and decide to go to the studio and maybe record some songs, after recording the song, what else? Yes, radio will play. What else? Maybe some streaming sites you can get some money. But even with that, can you get that money to pay for the loan you took and also get profit?
Is that not the reason he's requesting for grants?
Loans? Yeah. For the grants, yes. If government will give it, it should come in the form of a grant. Because if government should give it to the industry players as loan, expecting that they will pay, he's lying to himself.
You go and give DJ Premier, you buy TV, you buy car tire, buy fertilizer for his farm, get some more hair
for my shop.
For his shop. And then after a year or two, you come back asking, where's the money?
No, but even with the hair, definitely it will come with some interest. It will come with
Andy was being diplomatic. He didn't want to say, oh, you stock his shop with more hair and then girlfriends will come and say they want hair. But then that's
so the call is in the right direction, just that I think the way it was being carried across, it was as if, okay, you have to give us this. Government doesn't owe you that.
All right, Premier, please come.
Andy, Nana Kwame Labi has been giving me some stimulus packages here, so.
Ernest, I've not seen you enjoy. Hey, serve Ernest coffee.
I don't eat sugar.
Ernest say he's sugar-free.
That's what, no.
So give me a sugar-free one.
Yeah, sugar.
Nana Kwame.
Nana, please. Get in one.
Today he give me sugar-free. Yesterday he give me sugar.
Haven't you seen Nescafe 3-in-1 They have one without sugar. Haven't you seen?
Yeah,
No,
but I don't say.
Shall I give me the names? Oh, stop that! You don't make an answer ball for you.
Okay, cappuccino.
No, I want the one without. There are ones that say without sugar. It states specifically without sugar.
Yes, that's the Nescafe long.
Long
Without sugar.
Without sugar.
No, but I am short too.
And there's another one without sugar.
Yes, there's cappuccino without sugar.
Cappuccino without sugar.
Yeah. And there's Nescafe shot without sugar.
So that one is good for
Yeah,
you.
that one is good.
I bet come and serve him with a Hitz FM mug.
But
yeah?
apart from the fact
Right.
that the content is good, I like the packaging. The way it looks.
Charlie.
It looks
Up
sleek.
at the air share, why? Up at the air share. Yeah.
Now come a 10 coffee maker.
That's right.
Andy, well, good morning to the listeners. Yes, I think Brother Nabil has really raised a beautiful concern. But do you remember there was this conversation we had here where I was raising the flag that even if we were giving monies, how are we going to pay back, recouping the funds that's being given out? It's good he's talking about grants. However, grants is not like free money that is there, that you just go and then you take. I mean, there are different types of grants that, depending on who is giving or how the government is giving it, then you can actually decide to go for. Because there are grants that are being given out as competitive funding, where people bring their proposals to take these funds. So some of these grants could be given in the form of competitive funding. So let's say you say I have, like how Xylophone, they were trying to do that $1 million thing, Xylophone Arts Fund. Yeah. So you take your proposal, you present it to the board, they read through, they evaluate to see if it's worth them giving you something to do that project. That, yes, though is a grant, but then if we can use that competitive funding to also, that's if government wants to give us grants. We can also use the formula funding, for the whole grant thing, where it's non-competitive, but then it's related to, it's shortlisted, based on people with certain records. I mean, example, if let's say me, I've not produced any movie. Me and Shelley from Paul Manson, we say we are going to bid for a contract. I mean, based on the track record and everything, she may deserve it. And these ones, they are non-competitive. They're usually allocated to eligible entities, based on the population or the demographics that they cover with their works and stuff. And even there are some that they can even say, okay, we should rather do continuation funding. That's where the grants, where people who have had track record have been doing it, they are on the field always doing it, rather go. So yes, he's talking about grants, but who should be eligible? Should the government say they want to give the grants? Is it that is going to be made open, that everybody wants to access, or it's only people who have a certain pedigree in the arts industry that can access?
What kind of... I don't understand.
Andy.
How do you make such... no, wait. So, people with a certain pedigree. Does it take people with certain... Masa, does it take people of certain pedigree to produce songs?
Andy, you see, let me give you a clear example.
But if you don't take you might open the floodgate and certain undeserving people
will come in.
Who deserves it? Who doesn't deserve?
Okay,
Are we not in the same...
That's why I'm talking about track record. Because, example, if a multimedia big entity ran events for several years, known for that, and then I'm here and a new company comes and says, oh, give me X amount, and multimedia says give me Y amount. That's why some adverts will come here, because credibility, I mean, goodwill. You've built that thing and then they believe that you can deliver. Usually, if you're a startup, you have to go through the process a bit before you get to where you are. So if he's saying grants, is it that we give it to anybody that's it? Because somebody could have an idea, he's conceived it, it's on paper. He can come in with a proposition and say, oh, this is what I have. Maybe it may look good on paper.
Well, if it looks good, why
not? It may not reflect in reality. It depends.
Does it really matter who I want you are pushing me to make some.
Having it on paper is different from executing it well.
Yeah, but you're pushing me to mention some names.
Okay.
Because some of the issues are still in court.
Okay.
And some of them, once you mention, it
brings up the whole.
It boils a lot of Ghanaians.
Because the thing is, that's why I'm only asking questions. I'm only trying to probe that. Yes, if we deserve grant, I think the industry needs money, it needs capital injection so that it can move. But then, before we inject any capital, whether grant or loan or whatever it will be called, there has to be an agenda. Because if we don't have an agenda, we don't have a purpose. If we're pushing you money that's okay, produce, you'll be producing whatever you are still producing. Probably, but you see, Andy, movie, events, arts, all these things is a tool that we use in propagating our plans. So, some people have never been to US, but watching movies produced from USA makes them feel that, Charlie, USA, this whole security system is so strong,
robust.
It's so robust and all that. Are you getting? They know that the ambulance service. If you call,
but are you sure in our part of the world that is what we use movies and all these things for?
Movies transform us, and this is how movies has been transforming us. Let's look at the whole inception of telenovelas. Telenovelas, in as much as some of us do not support the whole foreign content bit, it has improved on the way some people they dress, their appearance, their confidence level. Something like music videos really impacted on a lot of guys who were dressing hip-hop-ish and all that because they've been watching the Nellies and the whatever and the R. Kellys and those times when those videos started coming, the Jay-Z's and all those people in the videos. Tims, how did Timbaland, the whole Tims thing, how did they come? It's because we had been seeing them in videos, even some of the way some of the guys dress is because they've been watching certain videos, Ace Hood or whoever is dressing in a certain way. So the whole arts business can be used as a tool to propagate the direction that we want to go as a country. And so if government should give us grants, yes, it's in the right direction, but government should have a purpose for us. That where do we want to take you to? Okay, the movie people, this is what we want you to project about us as a country. And this is the thing we want you to implant in the minds of Ghanaians. Most of our movies have been based on luck. He was in the village, came to Accra, 3 months later, he has been rich. We don't really promote the whole talent bit of people where you can watch a movie based on football or about football where there was a young footballer and then he did this and he did that and then he became the world player. It's always about religious stuff and it's always about luck. It's always about, yes, that is how our culture is, but do we still want to stay within that or we want to progress? So there has to be a conscious effort. There has to be a purpose so that if government agrees that they'll give us grants, which deservingly we need, there has to be a purpose to push that. Otherwise, they'll give us the money. We'll still come and do the same old thing. And then the results will not be.
Now, on Twitter, Big LED is asking a question that I find very interesting. He says, are we asking for these grants to make movies and songs or to spend because we are broke due to COVID-19? Because as it stands, we can't even make movies or premieres now because of social distancing. It's a very interesting question.
Yeah, I was saying it. So for me, it looks like if government decides to give money now, then it will be for spending. Yeah.
No, Andy, it shouldn't be for spending. You see,
as it stands now.
No,
because you recall that government said that he was going.
If you remember when we spoke with Okreku, he didn't say that.
Yeah.
Because if they are giving it out for spending, do you know the number of musicians that will come?
Yes.
See, that is where the problem lies. Now, if government decides to give the money for, let's say, a movie project, as it stands now, how are we going to shoot the movie?
Oh, it can be shot.
It can be shot.
How?
Just test all the people before you put them on set.
Yeah, I mean, just go through the precautionary measures.
Simple. Test all of them before you put them on set and do whatever you want.
It's not about the testing, it's about the ban on social gathering.
Oh.
That could be lifted.
Listen, what I'm saying
that
is that
could be, but it's not.
But you've not even given out the cash yet, and you are here thinking about how to do it.
Because you see, the money.
You've not given it out yet. You are thinking about the execution.
Of course, you have
Yes,
to think
but
about
the
execution before you even dole out the money.
Yeah, but the cash comes. You just have the money. You will know how to execute.
When the cash comes, you see, it could be used for educational purposes. It could, but what I'm trying to say, I don't want us to limit government giving monies to us only for us to use it to educate the populace, and that's all. I want us to have a conscious. Beyond that, what else are we doing? What's our national agenda? What are we projecting in terms of our tourism? What are we projecting in terms of our national security? What are we projecting in terms of our daily lives? You see that there were movies. There was a certain lifestyle that stopped, but then movies rekindled those lifestyle. Oh, maybe oh dear. Those things at the point they went off, and then if you watch some of the movies, the whole idea of Obi Ase is a witch, Obi whatever. Yes, maybe it used to be there. That was how we used to think. Now it has reduced. Superstition has reduced than we thought before. So let's make a conscious effort.
When Chiwa stopped. Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah, so
how collections says, I said to Kwaku because as we the fashion designers are facing the same problem, someone will bring dress to show. When you charge the person, he or she starts asking you, what are you going to do in a dress by charging this amount?
It's true.
I'm going to dance.
Let's have.
I shall be so. Oh, sorry.
So let's have a conscious effort. Direction ben yedeko. Into movies, producers, music producers, whoever that we have to give monies to. We're giving you this grant, but this is what we want you to project. So you cover it. You see. Most people haven't been to South Africa, but when they watch that movie, that Sarafina thing, it gives them a whole view of their independent struggle and all. So I feel we can do so much. We just don't have a direction or a purpose. I say I'm outlining it. So everybody gets the money. That's whatever that they want. And then they copy whatever they think we are following. So they are not really creating a pace that we should all follow and say, we are all going this direction. So everybody wakes up, okay, I saw this person create this, so I want to do. Andy, there's this movie, Tears of the Sun or something. Mm-hmm. When I realized, Charlie, these people come from Hollywood, can shoot this movie in Nigeria or something. There's all this whole helicopter and bomb blast and all those things in it. So it clearly showed it's all about budgetary.
Yeah.
It's all about budgets. Because if they came from their land onto our land, shot something on our land, and it looked marvelous, and we are still shooting something on our land and we are not getting the whole thing right, it means either we are not getting the right funds or something is not working well.
The technical know-how.
But there has to be a direction and a purpose. If there's no direction, no purpose, and we are giving grants, we will spend the money and come back again. And structure too.
You go and see somebody with big bowl of watches.
Structure, you see, Andy, you see the whole innovation thing. Now, Kumi was talking about the social distancing thing. You know, somebody could be innovative to come up with this whole watching movie in the park, where everybody comes park their cars and then they are watching the movie on a giant screen.
No, but that thing has been around, though.
In Ghana?
Okay, in Ghana they are doing it.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of ways we can be innovative to do stuff. So, I mean, in such times where we're facing challenges, we need to be creative and bring our innovations out so that, yes, the monies may come, but if it comes, how are we going to work around it? Sikandi, I was saying, Andy, say Sika Krobi Show, but Sobama, Sika, on from my canoe started a budget.
Hits 103.9 FM. Now, stay with us. We're going for a quick break. When we return, that before that, Ashabi Sophia says, Andy, kindly tell the man that he should please find time and watch Kobe Rana's movies. There are more of the ideas he's talking about. Some Ghanaian movies are really good. At Ousu _ says, Andy, when issues of funding is raised in our industry, it reveals how weak our players are. Excuse me. You are doing business and you want government to give you grants because you think if it's loan, you won't be able to pay back. Then what's the business for? I think I agree with him to an extent. Holiday GA says, Brandy, our movie industry like few days later. Too much. What's that mean?
Maybe it's not clear.
Well, okay, quick break. When we return, Samini speaks to us. Good morning. How are you doing?
Blessed. I'm doing good. Thank you very much for your time.
Chale, waka quantum.
Oh, Nana, we'll feel.
But is it not a great opportunity for you to be with family? I think in your case, you are very lucky, huh? You're fortunate.
Yes. I'm fortunate. I mean, right after the Calgary show, I decided to come home and then just when I got here, the lockdown started. So luckily for them, more for them than me, because I usually have no choice but to be on road, and they have to just always accept the fact that daddy is always here or there or there. So now the by force has made it a win-win for both of us. We're all
I'm sure they wish you won't come back, huh?
yeah.
But would you want that?
I don't have a choice, because my job demands that I go around the world and do what I need to do for my fans. So I don't see myself as a one-stationed person. I've never been that type of person. I'm always like, in the next 3 weeks or months tops, I should move from one place to the next. So I am not the type that is in one area for like 5 months, 6 months straight. No. So this is all nice, especially when you're around the people that you love most.
Several musicians who are also locked up outside the country have called on government to some way, somehow open borders so they can fly back home. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've not heard you come out with such plea or asking government, or your fans, just as some of them are pleading so they can come back home. Why haven't you added your voice yet?
I think I just looked at it from a broader picture, where I know that the government also knows exactly what they're doing, and internationally, governments are working based on what is going on internationally across board, so that if it is actually time for the government to open borders, I don't think it will take pressure from any of us, or the action or the inaction from any of us to make the government do what they need to do for international safety. So though I can't wait to get back to my regular way of doing things and my regular routines, I have always just sat back and given the government the benefit of the doubt, because so far I think across Africa we are doing, if not the best, we are one of the people that are doing the best in managing COVID-19. So that said, I believe that I think I can trust what they're doing so far, and hope and pray that they see it necessary to open borders soon. But the pressure there, I just thought, Charlie, sometimes Kasano, sometimes Kasana does.
Well, this is not the main reason I called you anyway, but I mean, I think it's a matter of interest. And you may not even be happy if I don't ask certain questions. That's why I'm getting into that direction. But just as you said, sometimes Kassan, a lot of people think that we've been neglected by government, especially creative arts people. Do you have the same opinion?
I think that it's our own fault as a people, or as an industry, because I won't take anyone out of the generation that passed before I came. And sometimes, as harsh as it might sound, people say we shouldn't blame the past generation. But if we don't act now, the next two decades, people are going to come and blame us and they're going to wonder how we decided to walk around here and not have any system that's going to guarantee our intellectual property. And we walked around here and just looked at it pass. So I would say I don't understand how it happened that from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, materials were recorded here, but both the material owners and the material recorders and the material exploiters had no vision whatsoever to create that solid law, or to have some sort of a policy to present to government for a review, and then compare other situations, other case studies across board, like from South Africa, from Kenya, from Nigeria, and maybe from New York, and prove to government this is how it works. This is how both government and the industry have both benefited over the years, because it's a win-win if we are able to get a system to collect the money for us. So we give you part of it because you helped us collect it. So if nobody has been able to do this, and I'm here today and I can't do anything about it, and I'm not able to pinpoint the fact that I don't understand why my fathers didn't do it, then I'm being a hypocrite. So the moment I understand that, okay, those who came and left did not see the importance of having laws to back their creative art forms, I have come to realize that is why they are suffering today, and people like us have even suffered halfway. Because from when I released Linda to today, from all the collaborations I did to Linda to today, Ghana hasn't given me any royalties. But luckily for me, or for some of us in the industry, we saw the vision and we registered with international collecting societies. So for the past 12 years or so, I've always seen some checks from the International Collecting Society, which tells me that there is some system that works, that makes sure that artists are paid. So today's people, those who are doing the videos across board, I did mine as well, I added my voice. Can we all now identify what it is that we need done and put it into a policy and present this policy to the office that needs to see it, so that they reply our letter, our policy, they reply our whatever we send to them, so we see what mind they have about what we've sent to them and what they want us to do going forward. If there's no sit down and there's no final law that will back, a policy that will be backed by law, all of these demonstrations and things will happen. It will be like Kumiprekon. Now the same thing for continue the next day because nobody cares. So this one here, but basically I think that we should act today if we're complaining and making noise about not being satisfied with the way we are treated. We should act today and find out the right offices to enter with the right documentations that needs to be read and addressed. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, you've spoken very well. But so I hear you're organizing a virtual concert.
Yes.
What has informed this? Is it because of Corona?
Obviously, it's because of Corona. It's because of the lockdown and the fact that artists have to find innovative ways of engaging our fans, entertaining our fans, making some revenue and all of that. So all in one, because I have a monetized YouTube account, I thought, let me do my virtual concert and have it strictly on my YouTube channel so that people who will watch today will give me coins over there. And from that day onwards, anybody else that wants to go on YouTube to watch that thing that I did, it's not going to be a free link. So anytime you click on it, small, it will give me small coins. It's like me opening the stadium for everybody to come and pay 50 cents and come and stand in there and let's play a show. But in this case, that show will always play every day the moment you click on it. That is where the digital money is nice. You see.
And so, what are you performing all the songs, or it's centered around the Untamed album?
That is why you have to subscribe if you're listening right now, and make sure that you are ready for the concert tomorrow. It's at 8 p.m. Ghana time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm gonna be performing tracks off the Untamed album, and then I'm gonna be doing a few surprises here and there. I'm not having any other acts come through, so don't think it's a surprise act. But basically, I'm going to be enjoying myself. I'm trying to keep my social distance. So even though I have a few friends in the industry here, it will be a bit chaotic if I'm trying to bring more than myself and my band in that space to do that. Because, we have the camera crew and stuff also that are going to be doing this, so we get it live online. So yeah, for the fact that COVID-19 has locked everybody up, we as artists know that we have a platform that people would always hear us say something. So I would want to use my platform now to drum in the fact again that the virus is real and it's killing thousands. So we have to be aware and be responsible for ourselves and everybody else around us, so that we will all have, we will be able to kick this out even quicker than we anticipate.
Just so as I was thinking, someone just asked the same question. So what you once you are outside, are you performing with an international band, or is this a collection of Ghanaian bandsmen?
It's an international band made up of most of them are Ghanaians, but it's my home band here that I use. It's called Dreamland Band. owned by a young Ghanaian guy who, is doing well for himself, Freddie. So Freddie has, a bunch of guys from different parts of the world all together. Most of them are Ghanaian boys born here. And, they play the music decently. And I think that the more you give the youth the chance to come, the more we have a bigger and even better industry. So it's going to be nice. And one wonderful thing about it for me is that naturally when I perform, I have a crowd, and I'm always interacting and using the crowd and vibing with the crowd.
There's some freestyle and things.
Exactly. Most of that is part of my PowerPoint when I'm on stage. So I'm excited to challenge myself to a full-blown performance with no audience. So then when you're freestyling or when you're trying to engage people, these are people from home, and you don't see their reactions, and you have to keep going and keep performing. So it's something new for me, and I'm excited to experience that tomorrow.
Now, to prep the minds of your fans and admirers, how long are you going to be on stage? Let's see how we can prepare our data.
I think YouTube allows a maximum of 2 hours. I'm hoping to exhaust that, but yeah, I'll try my best to stay within the time, at least, an hour and a half, and then if your data is still there, we stretch it to 2.
Well, very interesting. So tomorrow, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
8 p.m. Ghana time. 8 p.m. We are on. On the, I will appreciate it if you can direct fans onto the YouTube channel. What's the name there? What's the account? So we don't follow any fake accounts. They say they are also.
Thank you very much. With YouTube, there we are now about Samini, main about SAMINI, capital letters, and Ukwa now subscribe. Now we are Adomano, so say the be
Adomano.
Time was Adomano boom now show. Fans are moving now. Thanks to everybody for supporting me for all this while, and guys, take care of yourselves. Make sure you wear the mask where you need to wear them. Wash your hands, sanitize your hands when you have a sanitizer. Otherwise, do the best you can to just stay safe, stay clean, keep your distance, and let's all make sure we keep COVID-19 out of the system quicker than we anticipate.
I don't know Samini to be a lazy artist. I know you to be very energetic and a great one when it comes to your music. Is this not the best time to give us new music? But it looks as if we are not getting any. What's happening?
When you've been around for 2 decades, sometimes you have to let the system follow. You have to let the vineyard follow. So I've left the soil to follow small, so that the nutrients. I mean what do you call it? The mukansing. Soil no better than wholesome, better than loamy soil. So they be a wood So for now, I know Untamed is 22 albums. There's a lot more on there that
22 songs.
22 songs. Sorry, my boss. There's a lot more there that we can exploit, and then I have a lot of tracks that I recorded that I put aside because I was doing the reggae album. A lot of Afrobeat flavors that I would put together and drop an EP before this year goes, just so that I don't sit on songs for too long. And then hopefully next year we should have an album, because then from 2018 it's only nice that we have another one.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, Samini.
Thank you very much for having me.
We know you don't disappoint. So tomorrow we'll link up.
Do this.
Yes, so tomorrow 8 o'clock sharp. 8 o'clock sharp.
Thank you very much. The whole crew out there at Shit.
All right, Samini, God bless you and continue to stay safe. Right. So that was Samini talking to us from Canada. Virtual concert tomorrow. We'll watch him live on YouTube. Premier.
Andy. Yes. Now, Corona will force everybody to be innovative. And I like what Samini wants to do. I mean, he didn't give an excuse that he was out outside the country, so he can't do anything. I mean, I'm sure the data there will help him stream with no
break. Yeah.
no break. Yeah.
No corner.
And then you see the beauty. I was not even expecting a 2 hour thing like you were saying, a 1 hour. No, I was just expecting maybe a 40 minutes something. Yes, because there is no crowd, and for the fact
the Untamed album is 22 songs. So
I know
22. Where if you have to pause and educate people, if you have a message you need to put across.
Yeah. So I feel it's a good step. Yes, we shouldn't. You see, the problem with us is when he's streaming, somebody would then screen grab and say, he has 1K people only watching, when as soon as he did, and then as soon as he got so and so K people. All those things are irrelevant. 1K people could be watching live, but afterwards 280,000 K people could be watching it with a matter of time. So what matters is us subscribing to the channel, viewing more, so that his viewing time will be higher, so that he can earn enough money to pay for the band that will be supporting him. So we need to just support. And subscription, I've been saying, free. Nobody charges you anything for it apart from your data. I mean, YouTube will not charge you for viewing. It won't charge you for any other thing. So let's support Samini on this one, and any other Ghanaian artist that will try doing any thing of that sort, so that at least when they do that, at the end of the day, they will feel that, okay, the support that we're giving them is worth it, and then they'll be going all out, to do better things, bigger things. Because now, so far, Edem has done it, Wale has done it, and a few other guys have done it. And so if Samini does, who knows, maybe Wale can even come back and do another one, maybe with another artist, or maybe there could be another innovation where Stonebwoy will be doing it from his house, and then Wale will be doing it from his house, and they'll pipe it through the same channel. I mean, that's the whole beauty of it. So in times like this, let's support our acts. Yes, we've been supporting them, but we've been spending data on watching other things on social media. Yes, we can channel just a fraction of that data into watching whatever that they are doing on YouTube currently, because it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Saturday. I mean, Saturday evening. Some people, their favorite show, that show has ended. So now you have to sit back. I mean, use your data, watch Samini perform. And Samini is a great performer. I mean, Samini is that person that even if you attend his show, it's worth it. I mean, Samini, if you attend the show, it's worth it. Yeah. So using your data to watch a Samini show at a lower cost compared to going or attending an event where you'd have paid a higher cost for it, I think it's worth it. I mean, because after all, how much is data that we can? Charlie, data we bundle small for the weekend.
All right.
Oh, I go buy my data.
Because Samini, if he was performing in Accra, they would have been charging the 200 cities, 100 and something cities, 300 cities, but you will spend
data like 20 Ghana cities.
So I mean,
or 10 Ghana.
And this one, some people who are using smart TVs, they can connect it straight to their TVs
and watch.
Mm.
I mean, right.
Yeah, Andy. I think that Samini is trying to be innovative, which is good, but we need to support them. This is the time that we need to show our love to them. Let's buy our data. Let's go there. Let's watch so that they can make some money. And apart from that, to the comparison thing, I think that this is not the time for us to compare and contrast. This is the time for us to come together and support the industry players, so that after COVID-19 we can all survive and start everything all over. And apart from that, you know that Samini will never disappoint you. He's one of the guys that I respect so much, because since the first day I saw Samini was he came to, we were doing Bob Marley's night at the Cultural Center in Kumasi. Yeah, he came with Kasapreko when they had played Oba SD, he came around. I remember that event, this MP, Ras Mubarak was our MC.
Okay.
Yeah, Firehouse Entertainment crew. That was the first day I saw him.
Don Dada,
Big Shack Attack, DJ Lloyd,
and then
DJ Floyd,
Lion Chemicals,
Lion Chemicals
was there.
DJ Noise.
Yeah, I heard he passed on.
Yeah, I heard so.
Yeah, I heard so. It's unfortunate, and he's been consistent. So that should tell you. And I like his philosophy that yes, allow the land to follow, so that when you grow, you can get a huge catch. So it's good. Let's support. Let's go there. tomorrow 8 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah,
8
so
p.m.
I'm going to buy my bundle and make sure.
So I mean, I think
All
we
right,
have to
so-
subscribe now so that we can get the notification when he is live.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So that's it with Samini. But hey, your convenience and safety means a lot to us. Easy does it. Read all the news at home. No need to leave your home or office when the news is available to you on the go. Get on your device now and download Graphic News Plus from Google Play Store or App Store. Buy your e-copies of Daily Graphic, The Mirror, Graphic Business, Graphic Showbiz, Junior Graphic, Graphic Sports, as well as videos, free news, and so much more. That's the plus for you. You further enjoy 10% discounts on monthly subscription, 15% for 3-month subscription, and 20% discount for 6 months and beyond. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news. Let me remind you that Showbiz Review is proudly brought to you by Dahlia Beauty and Pharma, Tri-Steel Roofing Company Limited, Franco Trading Enterprise, and Vodafone. Now do more with Absa Digital Banking in a flash. You can make free instant money transfers, free mobile money transfers of up to 100 Ghana cedis daily, pay bills, buy airtime, make deposits, make payments with your Absa vertical card, and also make cash deposits, on our ATMs. Enjoy convenient banking as you stay safe with your loved ones. Remember to sanitize or wash your hands after the use of any e-banking device. Absa cares, so stay safe. For inquiries, visit absa.absa.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Now, have you heard of issues with Ishan and her management?
Yeah. I watched the interview she granted with Zion Films.
Premier, you?
Yeah, I followed. I mean, I think it was actually someone who drew my attention to the video because the person also knows both of them like I do. So when I came across the video, I was stunned. It's unfortunate. That's how I feel about it. It's quite unfortunate that such a video. I mean, the words and the things that were being said.
I mean, I haven't seen the video.
Oh, Andy, you see that if you know
You
somebody,
have the voice.
if you know someone and then you hear certain stuff about them, especially these are issues that are private issues, and these issues, the very moment it comes out like this, it will be on the internet, and it may be there forever. So I mean, you look at the whole future of the whole words, the words you're saying. You see, it will catch up with you in the future. I was really worried because I know Steve and I know Ishan, and I least expected this thing to come out in the domain like this because
It's worrisome.
it's a bit delicate. I mean,
It's worrisome.
All right, hold on. Let's speak with Stephen.
Steve, yeah.
Stephen is ex-manager of Ishan. Stephen, thank you very much for joining us. Good morning. How are you? Hello?
I'm good, Andy. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Stephen, your radio is too loud. If you can turn it down a little. Yeah.
Okay, it works now.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Howie.
Charlie Ade, no pressure. It's a new song by Nana Blue.
Yes. Yesterday we played it. It's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Very talented individual. My girlfriend.
Yes, your eating partner.
My eating partner. Yes. Now, Ishan drags ex-boyfriend and manager to police headquarters. Is it true that she's dragged you to the police headquarters?
I am yet to be notified. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Okay, let me read this. I have. Nana Kwame, can you please get me the source of this info? I don't want any problem. Now, Ishan is doing Ishan is doing all that she can to seek justice for her Instagram account, which has been seized by her former boyfriend and manager Stephen Mensah. The Ghanaian songstress told Zion Felix in an interview on the Uncut show the steps she has taken to retrieve her account. The Achia singer revealed that she has reported the incident to the police headquarters in Accra. She hinted that after her statement was taken, the case has been forwarded to the cybercrime unit of the Ghana Police Service, and she believes the due process will be followed. Before she reported the incidents to the police, Sean recalls Stevie Mensah told her to pay 120,000 Ghana cedis if she wants her account back. Now, I hope you heard what I read.
Yeah, I heard it. Thank you.
Good. So, okay, so the source is zionfelix.com. Now, she claims you have seized her account. Is that true?
No, that's not something I am aware of. What I know is that when I started working with her, she had an account called Miss Ishen. So when I'm managing an artist, you want to have some level of control in terms of managing her, the brand outlook and the publicity for the artist. So I created a new account which I called Ishen Online to be able to have access, complete access, because it was my creation was mine. So I could then be able to put the stuff out there and push it the best way I know how to. Invest the necessary resources into the page and make sure that more people get to hear her content. So what happened was that when we were not able to work again, that was somewhere last year, May, I think it's a year now. She wanted to have access to the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, AudioMac, all those social tools that the team created to be able to help push a brand. So when she was leaving, because the arrangement we had was such that she wanted to, she was living in the arrangement, kind of like, not at the end of the arrangement. So I was like, okay, you are aware that we spent quite an amount of money into this project, and it's just okay that at least, and she's aware that I was owing some people some amount. So I'm like, okay, can you pay something so I can use it to defray some of the cost for this one? And this meeting was had at in Cape Coast. They brought it to my office, and that's GBC. So in the presence of my director, one chief, his name is Nana Ojedom. He's the chief of Kumar Fancy. He actually led Sean and her road manager, that's the PK, and other colleagues. So other colleagues of mine to join the meeting. So we had a meeting, and so they said, okay, they will go and think about it and come back to us so that we can now finalize it. I didn't hear from them again. The next time I heard was Gamro. Gamro sent me a mail of invitation that they want me to. Sean has spotted complaint about some issues concerning content and the social media platforms. So if I can come and have a meeting with them so we can have some form of arbitration to resolve the challenges. So I went, and myself, Annabelle, who is the secretary of Gamro, or the meeting, Mr. Jonathan, who sat in as the person to chair the meeting, and then her road manager, that is PK, and myself. So in the meeting, I explained that this is the issue. It's my product. It's like you working with multimedia, and then you are given an email address that's andidosi@myjoyonline.com. If you're leaving, you don't carry it away. But if you want to carry it away, or let's say they give you a car that you should use to drive around and all that. If you leave and you want to take it away, normally some of the companies will say, okay, pay something so and carry the car away. But if you don't want to pay, it becomes special. But anyway, so we had a conversation at the government meeting, and the conclusion was that I should send the cost that I think that she should pay to take away the social media platform. So I sent a bill to that effect.
So, sorry, before you continue, you said she has to pay to carry which platform?
All of them. Facebook, Instagram. As for the Twitter, I've already given to her, which she's changed the password, so it's with her now. But Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, AudioMac, Reverb Nation, and the digital stock. Yes, of course. So that was the conversation we were having. And then, so I sent the bill, and Annabelle sent me a mail that Sean says she's not interested in the account. I should delete all her data on it and all that. in fact, since I stopped working with her as of May 2019 till January 2020, that she said I should delete all stuff and delete accounts as well. I was copying her stuff from her page, which she named Queen Sean. I was copying content from that page and posting it so that I could continue to be able to help her continue, like, putting her stuff out there until we are able to come to consensus, because obviously we hadn't had a conversation about taking it. So I felt it would be unfair to not keep putting her stuff there, so that people who follow her or people who follow the account will be able to see her stuff and continue to enjoy her content, her amazing content that she keeps putting out. So she sent a message, and Annabelle called me and told me that. So she said she wants me to delete her stuff. She's not interested in the account and all that. So I complied. And
with this, she's no longer interested in any of the account.
Yes.
Right. Social media, you mean?
Yes, social media. I mean.
Wow. Is that the reason she may have created another account? Because it seems that there's a new Instagram account she's asking people to follow.
Yes, in fact, the new account has been. She used to have the Queen Sean, and now I think she's named Queen Sean 1. So people can go and follow that one, Queen Sean 1.
But with this Instagram account you are holding on to, why are you holding on to it? I mean, if she's no longer working with you, and we are talking about the verified account here, so why won't you allow her to continue using it to promote her stuff?
So it was work. We're working, and the work incurred some cost. I was actually spending almost $200 every month promoting the pages, especially Instagram page, and I'm currently in debt in terms of like having to take care of some cost. So I felt, and it's not only me; it's myself. My other team members who sat there and said, okay, in fact, at one time I wanted to just say, I was like, no, Stephen, if you do that, then who pays the debts that we have here? So why not, if she doesn't want it, let's keep it. Let's get Instagram, get Instagram to change the username, refocus the brand, and use it to promote our new talent, which, again, we have to spend more money to put in there. So if you have an account that we use it to do that, like you're doing, why not continue? So that's the basis why we decided to keep the account.
Oh, now I understand. But don't you think it may affect the new brand? It may incur haters.
I agree with that concern, and I have taken the due measures to make sure it doesn't happen. I mean, I'm sure conversation with you right now is to put it out there. In fact, I remember when we just the account has been we disabled it January. And so enabled it just last week Sunday. And when we enabled it and decided to put her stuff there, she wasn't happy about it. She was like, nah, she thinks. So we had to explain to her the process, the exact thing. She has her own account, Nana Blue Online. That's Nana Blue's account. Nana Blue Online is her account. So please, you can go and follow her, Nana Blue Online. So that's the issue. So she has nothing to do with it. It's completely the team who decided to do this. She's not involved. Nana Blue is not involved in any way or any form or shape in this decision making.
From what I gather, you and Ishan have parted ways for almost a year, right?
Exactly.
Now, what brought about this parting of ways?
I believe we've had a private conversation about all this. We've tried to discuss it. It has gone through some arbitration, and I believe that it was done in private, and I would want to maintain it that way.
What was a contract over?
We've had a conversation. We've discussed all those issues, and we did it in private, and I wanted to maintain it that way.
Oh, I see. That's between you and Ishan.
There were third parties involved.
Oh, I see. But it looks as if you are better from the whole narration. You are holding on to some pain within you, and that is the reason you are acting like this.
Andy, Ishan is an amazing artist. you know it already. You know some of the content that we've created, some of the things that someone last me actually. I wish that people would continue to see the quality of content that Queen Sean stands for. I wish her so well, because Andy, that's my reference. Sean is my reference. If I go out there and say I've managed an artist before, that is my major reference. So I wish her very well. I wish her. I wanted to get as big as she can be, and she can, and she will. You get it. So I'm not bitter about it at all. It's a team, so I can't take unilateral decisions when the team is going this way and I say, "Now let's go this way." Sometimes it's, of course, when you feel very strongly about something, but when the team seems to overweigh the decision making, then you sound autocratic to say, "Okay, no, let's still do as you feel." I think that's what it is, but again, you know how I think about Sean and what I have been able to do in terms of trying to make sure that the brand Queen Sean is everyone's amazing and is doing great. So yes, and I'm sure you would hear more amazing content coming through from her.
Well, she's granted an interview and she's revealed too many things, even to the extent of claiming that you were dating her. Will you deny that?
I would again not want to have a conversation about something that I believe. Like you're saying, let me just even say this. I've also seen and heard the said video, and was I happy about some of the issues, some of the concerns she raised, some of the things she raised? No. Would I want to also come and sit on your network, a major network, and make some revelation that, okay, will make the brand that I've suffered for the last almost 4 years to put it out there? No, I don't want to. In fact, I wasn't happy about what happened, so obviously I would not be part of anything that brings down the Sean brand. No, I wouldn't, because I would want her to continue being bigger and being amazing and people loving her content. So no, I wouldn't.
But Stephen, if you are considering not bringing her brand down, she has decided to go all out and say things that, hidden things. She decided to uncover too many things which you are trying to shield, and better yet, trying to protect her in this direction. But she's decided to lay all these things to bear. So what is your problem here? Again, you are no longer working with her, so she doesn't even care. Why do you care so much?
So it's a brand that I believe in. Sometimes
she doesn't believe in that brand too?
No, she does. If she doesn't,
so if she does and she's spilling all of these, what are you shielding?
Sometimes you need to lie for people to work on you so that they can get to where they want to get to. You know what we do? We discover talent. We want to try and make sure the talent get to the highest level. So that makes us happy.
So in this case, Sean is lying.
Andy, you didn't hear that word from my mouth, did you?
You just said someone would want to lie. Or that's not what you said?
No. I'm saying someone would want to lie down.
Lie down, okay.
Yeah,
right.
To work on them to get to where they have to get to. So if that's what it takes, if I could be a liability for, when I'm working with her, sometimes you want to do everything, even if it means it's harming you, but it puts it out there well, you want to do it. So that is what I'll continue to do. I'm not changing. I'm not stopping to believe in her branding. Do everything I know how to do to help her to get to where she wants to get to. Yeah.
Do you think your brand has been tainted by her words?
Of course, but Andy, my mommy always tells me that when God knows the truth, He blesses you because He knows He's a blesser. He's a giver of life. He's the one who can change your destiny. If a man knows the truth, he doesn't do anything to you. I've seen people who think they're best people, they're bad people, but they keep progressing and prospering because God knows the truth. So, Andy, what do I gain? What does public sympathy do for me? Nothing. So I believe that it's important to maintain my focus on the new brand that we are pushing, and again, also not destroy my reference, my major reference in terms of the brand is Sean. Because I go anywhere, I say, okay, I manage Sean. Of course, that's people then begin to see me as somebody who has done something that's seeable. So that's what if that's what I had to pay to be able to do that, that suffice. Andy.
I know you to be a nice person. What can't you forgive?
I'm still thinking about it. Maybe if I get what I can't forgive, I'll let you know.
Well, I mean, no. What can't you forgive? I mean, must you think about it? I mean, some things that may have happened to you. Okay, so don't think about the things that may happen later. I mean, things that may have happened in the past. What can't you forgive?
I can't forgive breast cancer.
Why?
Because it took care of my life.
Oh, but breast cancer, there. So I mean, who can forgive breast cancer? Well, may her soul rest in peace. But yes, I mean, some of us know the reason. But
Yeah.
I mean, yes. What is it that someone does to you can't forgive? Obviously, breast cancer is not a human.
Oh, but anyways, I can understand it. But I'm still thinking about. And I've gone through plenty things that have gone on, and I'm still moving on. So I sometimes in the beginning when it happens, you're a bit angry as human. You're a bit agitated and aggressive sometimes in the beginning. But time is a healer. Time is a change factor. Time is what brings healing to every situation. So yes, in the beginning you get angry 1, 2, 3, but time heals, Andy.
I'll let you go. Our time is up. I'll let you go. But with what Ishan has said, or whichever accusation she may have leveled against you, will you consider that it should be it when people accuse you of having an affair with your current artist as well? Because yes, you have a penchant of doing that.
I believe that one of the casualties, you see, I mean, Andy, you know my philosophy about this. One of the casualties of managing a female artist is that tag. I mean, it's like something that whether you like it or not, it will be tagged on you, because obviously that's the job we do. I mean, you go to the studio with the artist, you are there till somewhere around 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to drop that kind of. So obviously, that tag is always something it's like the person who fetches water. I mean, the problem you always have is the water. Some of the water will spill on you. So it's a tag that will be there. I mean, and if people decide to do that, put that tag on, I wouldn't get angry at them. I wouldn't. I mean, take it away from them. They are justifiably right to think that way. But that's the casualty of the business. It's something that you don't want to allow it to go or slide or stop pushing them. But you see, I've always said that in this music space, especially in Ghana, the female artists are very few. So there's a conscious effort to want to try and be biased towards getting more of them in the space, and that's what I have believed in all this time. And so it wouldn't stop me from continuing pushing the female agenda in terms of the female acts. I believe they bring variety and diversity in the space. Women make everything beautiful. So obviously, it's important we are biased to try and get them to be all out there.
Just out there, a man and a person manage your own.
No, I actually have a new artist who is coming up, which is J Rocks. I'm sure you would. He's a male. He's an amazing, fantastic artist. He plays guitar. He plays the bass.
J or J Rocks?
J Rocks.
J Rocks. Wow, never heard of him.
I mean, I'll get to send you some of his content. He's an amazing musician. So yes, you will hear of him more very soon. So I mean, and I've done the fly as well. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, of course. I mean, I'm sure.
So okay. So I'll hold on to it until I hear from Ishan or I hear her side. I do not want to believe all the things she said when she met with Zion Felix, because well, we all have ways of interrogating or interviewing people, and so I may not accept all the things she may have said or fully what you have told me, because yes, you also decided not to react to some of the things I asked you, which I agree and I respect that. I do not want to push you into saying things that you are not ready for. So I appreciate your time. and I know in due time you come.
We'll have a conversation. Yes, I'll have a conversation with you. I mean, we always talk, Andy. You know we always talk.
Yeah. Yes, but before I let you go, I need you to do something for me.
Please do.
Pacho, there may be academy. What?
Andy, we please sell. Sa kwa remember me paso.
Pacho, kase ready yesu.
Ready yesu.
Ifri ne kweda me bodwa ma ready kume.
Andy.
Why won't you? Hey, Masa, is that what I said?
Andy.
Oh.
Andy.
Yes.
Andy.
Yes.
Yo ye, am sumpa. Yeah, yeah, we. Look what see.
Mebuso asem. You said you make the academy chi.
Yeah, we am sumpa.
Hey, nyam sumpa. Me go tell you.
Continue no pressure. Nana blue. But I won't give pressure.
All right, Charlie. Thank you very much for talking to me,
Thank you,
brother.
bro.
Have a
bro.
nice day. Have a nice day. All right, so that was stupid.
I mean, it's just like how women gladly sang, if I leave you, may tender fire. But then the man, when he gets
each time I'm playing at parties and I play that song, I have to stop and say, my friend, hey, I want to hear you sing.
Oh, the men, you know they sing, they may tender fire.
Tender fire who?
And before I comment on this, I think I have to make this birthday dedication. Yes, Asama to me.
Right.
So happy birthday to the Ashanti Regional Manageress of Imperial Facility Management.
Okay.
Her name is Abigail Akosia Pukia Abankwa Menu. Yeah, she has plenty names. Abigail Akosia Abankwa.
4 syllables.
Menu.
4 syllables. The names are syllabic names.
She's the Ashanti Regional Manager of Imperial Facility Management. So happy birthday to her. Andy, you see, I think Steve has handled this issue maturely. You know, off air, I was telling you that I had actually asked him not to talk about this whole thing, because the more you talk about it, it makes it murkier, and then everybody gets other sides of it, and the thing will be still going. As for the tag that you are dating your artist, in case you're managing a female act, it will be there. I mean, even I don't want to talk about some personal issues, but then when I was working with Stephanie, some people felt that, hey, Stephanie Benson, Charlie, the way she be hot, hey, are you sure you guys are not having? I mean, people will still think that wild thoughts and all that. So that one is up to him to decide whether to do that or not. Now, at a point to he dating the act, I don't begrudge him, Andy. Ask J Master J when we started Extra Large Music.
Was he dating Kaki?
No, the first artist we had before Kaki. Before we went to shoot the girl in video, somebody pregnant. The whole investment went down. So what do you want us to do? Before Charlie released this guy to us, baby boy to us, so we could get money to shoot that lady's video, and then the boyfriend had allegedly told her that they should give birth because if she becomes a star, she may leave him and all that. Then they pregnant.
So where is she now?
Family management. Family management.
So Andy, it's a delicate issue, but I feel Steve has really managed this whole PR bit well, the way he spoke with us on the show, and I feel it's better he doesn't even talk about it, so that due to
if
silence,
you don't talk about it, how do we know your side?
Andy, nobody cares about your side.
Don't say that we care. If we don't care, why did we call him?
The thing is that he made mention of something that he doesn't need.
Premier,
the public.
if nobody cares about your side, you wouldn't be here this morning. You want your side to be heard.
No, Andy.
That's why you are even speaking now.
But you see, once
if you don't want them to know your side, don't talk.
I'm saying.
Why are you saying
He
you are
even
saying?
mentioned-
Don't talk and you are saying you are
In the
saying.
interview, he mentioned that he doesn't need the public sympathy, which is true. It won't change anything,
we live in a society.
because you see there are 3 sides of every story. What the accuser is saying, what the defendant is saying, and the real truth. So why should we bother? When they were inside the room, were we inside the room?
The last two.
So
The last two.
this issue, I feel, is more private and should have been dealt in a private way instead
Right.
of bringing it all out.
IB joins us. Good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
Last man standing. What's up?
Well, I believe that what Premier is saying, I don't really go with him. Yes, there are 3 sides to a story. One has told that someone has started with a side where a lot of people will also want to know, will easily accept that, oh, that is the truth, until you come out to speak about it. Imagine if
when Andy called him this morning and he said, "Oh, I don't want to talk about anything," everybody out there will then believe that, oh, it means what Ishan is saying is the truth. You are sitting here saying that you like the way he went about it, the way he spoke about it. He didn't actually answer Andy's questions, all in all. There are parts he said, "Oh, it is private. I want it to be private."
Private,
and even that one.
We have catch and say I should go and listen to Pressure by Nana Blue. Go and play it in private.
Immediately you decide to do this work, there's no private life.
No, you should have a bit of privacy.
And Premier, how do you get the privacy? You are in public side.
Yes,
it depends on the
he's
way
managing it.
But
I like the way he's managing it.
There's a side already out there that once you are in this work and you don't come out or you don't speak about it, everybody will believe and tag you with it. Now he is also managing another female artist.
So now, Andy, wait. So now, if he adds another female artist to Nana Blue, they'll say he's doing threesome. I don't get it. So if he adds another female artist and there are two, it means
the reason why he had to do what he did this morning, that he had to speak about it, he had to clear some things, because see, then you know that after
posterity.
Hey, we're in a society where posterity is not that is not a priority for a lot of people when it comes to your issue. It is only my issue that probably it might. All right. First of all, I'm the Isha Nangasana. This thing, she didn't go about it very well. Like you're saying, when you're in the room discussing all these things, we were not there. Why now make it a public stunt? Can't you talk about it? And now you are saying you don't need it. In beginning, didn't you know that there will be a time you won't need it? Or I think it should have been very private.
Andy, yeah, I've really respected the guy. Yeah, because he was matured about the way he answered his questions. Because when I listened to what Ishan was saying, the first thing that came into my mind, hey, this guy, is that how he is? Good. So he coming out and the way he's going about it, whether what he's saying is true or whether what Ishan is saying is the truth, at least he's earned my respect. But apart from that, you see, after business and love, we should be careful because we have our private life too. Me, I'm worried when people come out with, their love life and all these kind of things. As human as we are, we all have, the downs and ups when it comes to our love life and everything. If everybody is to come out and talk about their love life, I think it will be a problem. So talking about love lives, I always want to keep it cool, and I don't have interest in people's love lives because no condition is perfect, But Ishan, I was worried about the way she was talking, because if you don't take care, people will be afraid of you. That if I am to
engage you,
after when everything goes sour, you end up putting me in that situation, which is very uncomfortable, because in Ghana, whether you come out to answer or to deny, people will still tag you with it. And I think as a brand, she should be careful. But somebody will also say that does not mean if something is worrying her, she shouldn't talk about it. But it depends on the way you go about it. I think the whole experience is not nice. They should find a way to solve it.
So it wraps up to what I've always been telling Andy. Secret BIA and the brand patch TV.
David Carter, Kuma says, per content management, the administrator owns the right to the page or platform as created. He is the sole